thank you, Chase. Wonderful to see you both here. And I have the opportunity to introduce the next Gesu Spirit Award winner. In about the year 1990, a small group of people gathered at Gesu Parish for several meetings. They included Byron McCook and other people from the parish. They included former parishioners from the time when the neighborhood was mostly Irish, and others too who believed in the mission of Gesu School. Among the men there were Larry and Jim Higgins, brothers who had grown up a stone's throw away on Cybert Street. Both had graduated from Gesu School 40 and 45 years before, having experienced the love and the support of hundreds of adults, including the IHM sisters and the Jesuits. Both represented at that meeting an earlier part of Gesu's heritage before the parish became an African-American parish. Both represented Gesu School families from an earlier time, their own family, one of modest means, like so many down to today. Jim and Larry knew the value of their education, virtually free then, and absolutely priceless. In fact, all of those meetings were products of Catholic education. Together, they joined neighborhood families proclaiming the same message. Gesu School is a local treasure whose future success will change lives in the same way such schools had changed their lives. Gradually, others joined to support the mission and form a coalition of people of diverse faiths and circumstances. They included a core group of parishioners whose prayers called down the Spirit on all future decision-making, and the Spirit has done a great job. All contributed to the independent Catholic school that flourishes today. Larry Higgins is with us today in spirit, having died an untimely death when still relatively young. And today, in honoring Jim, we remember also Larry. As for Jim himself, Gesu gave him a more modest honor some 20 years ago. Then, as now, we honored his unique presence. No other board member brings to our table a pre-1950s Gesu School and parish experience. Then we had a unique gift, discovered in the archives of the Church of the Gesu, a copy of the book that Jim studied when a boy, learning how to serve the Catholic Mass, Latin responses and all. When we presented him with the copy of that book, he smiled with tears of joy. Jim sustains a joyful service to the Gesu School from his schoolboy days until today. We celebrate him and others like him sitting at table with us. Thus, we draw from the good of the past and help guarantee the future of Gesu School. God bless you, Jim, a recipient of the 2017 Gesu Spirit Award. Ad multos honores.
Thank you, Father Burke, for those kind remarks. Thank you, Mr. Carter, Sister Ellen, and Father Neil for this award, which I will treasure. I would like to take a few moments to share my experience as a student and a graduate of Gesu. We just heard from Chase, who gave you current history. I'm going to go back and give you ancient history. Having attended a previous school with 110 students per class between 1937 and 1939, I was surprised when entering Gesu in 1940 that my 4th grade class had only 28 students. Sister Thomas Francis welcomed me and immediately attempted to make me feel at home. Within a few days, she sent me to the music room to try out for the choir. After a few attempts at the scale, I was sent back to my classroom. Certainly, there would be no future for me at Carnegie Hall. Within a few days, Brother Joe Fee greeted me on 18th Street and extended an invitation to join the Older Boys Society. After 2 weeks of instruction, I was ready to serve my first Mass at the main altar of the Gesu Church with Father John Smith. My friendship with Brother Fee lasted until his death in 1984. After 2 months of class, it was strange to find no ladies in the building, young ladies, that is. A few days later, my neighbor, Mary Frances Xavier O'Keefe, class of 1946, informed me that girls were in a building a block away at 17th and Girard and were taught by the Sisters of Notre Dame. They did not dare take the boys. Mary, with her husband, was a devoted member of the Gesu family. Mary died just recently. Her husband, Jim McFadden, and daughter, Joanne, are here with us this evening. Jim and Mary Ann, would you please stand? To prove that I am not the oldest living graduate of Gesu, we have with us here this evening a member of the class of 1941. John Ryan, would you please stand? I can now rest that I no longer have that title. Going on to the 6th grade, we met Sister Josephina. Because of her imagination and innovating teaching skills with mathematics, we christened her Magic. Today, most of her former students have minimal or no use of calculators. Later in the year of 1942, despite my failure in making the boys' choir, Father John Lenny, principal of St. Joseph's Prep, invited me to take lessons for the Prep's concert and marching band, so I would be fully prepared on entering the Prep in September 1945. By the spring of 1948, I was a trombone soloist at Town Hall in Philadelphia. At last, success in music. On to 8th grade, 1944. Father Dennis Comey, director of St. Joseph's College School of Industrial Relations, extended an invitation to work after school for him during doing clerical work. Maybe a future in labor relations, and the opportunity to work with 2 young ladies from the class of 1944, Anne Marie Hinchy and Jeanette Redone. By March of 1945, we were excited because Sister Good Shepherd offered to provide extra hours of instruction to prepare us for the Prep's entrance exam. Sister volunteered to come in on Saturday mornings from 9 till noon and Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4 and drill us in English and math. 10 of us accepted that offer. We christened her Coach. When results arrived in mid-May, all 10 of us had passed and 4 had received full scholarships. We all attended the prep and graduated in 1949. Sister Good Shepherd's record of 10-0 was better than any of the Phillies or A's pitchers that year. You see, the Mighty Macs and Jesuits are a significant force in education. Almost 150 years ago, Father Bertrand Villiger had a vision of one-stop shopping for education when he started with the construction of the Gesu church. He followed through with his vision of an elementary school, a prep school, and college, all within 1 square block, a center of learning for mostly children of immigrants. Today, many institutions are concerned about sustainability of their operations. You are witnessing sustainability at 17th and Thompson Streets. Today, the Macs and Jesuits are still here, but in smaller numbers. However, we now have a magnificent lay faculty under the direction of Sister Ellen, developing our students not only in math, grammar, social studies, but also in the soft skills, all under their motto, the Magus. Our wonderful benefactors and trustees here with us this evening provide the resources and volunteer efforts so that the work continues. Our children are succeeding and are being accepted at the finest high schools in the Philadelphia area. These young men and women will be the future leaders in our city of brotherly love. Thank you, Gesu, for a special term.